Hey guys, Antillian Studios, we got another movie review for y'all.
Cloverfield.
And this movie came out in 2008, 10 years ago. It's a pretty old movie, but just recently Cloverfield Paradox came out on Netflix. So we decided to review the trilogy. And it was directed by Matt Reeves. He directed the War for the Planet of the Apes and also Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which those are really good movies also. And he's done quite a few more, but those are his main ones. And it was produced by J.J. Abrams. He's produced a lot. He's produced the Star Trek movies, or I think he's directed the Star Trek movies also.
His production company is Bad Robot, which you'll see that through all the three movies.
And there's a lot of different Easter eggs that they give out.
Yeah. So they made the movie with just $25 million, but then their box office that they made from all of people going to movies and seeing it, they made $170.8 million.
That's pretty good. That's really good.
It was 7 out of 10 on IMDb, 64% on Metacritic, and then we got 77% on Rotten Tomatoes. So all the critics even liked it. I don't know about Metacritic with that 64%. It could have been a little bit higher, about 70, but that's how they feel. Yeah. Let's go with their actors. We got Lizzie Kaplan. She's Marlena.
She's from Mean Girls. That's where
that's
mostly everybody would know her from.
And then we got Jessica Lucas.
I have no idea.
No idea where she's from. And then Odette Annabelle. She's Beth in the movie, I'm pretty sure, though. Odette.
I think
Odette
so.
Annabelle. She's Beth, which is Michael Stahl David. He's in it. He plays Robert. That's
his friend. Yeah, well, like his friend and his ex, I guess.
And then Mike Vogel, which is I think the brother of Robert in the movie. T.J. Miller, he's HUD, the funny guy behind the camera.
Yeah. And
Theo Rossi. I don't know who that was, but they mentioned him in the cast, so we went ahead and put him in there. We'll probably show his picture here maybe, but probably not. Well, it's a found footage film, and you know where that originated from Blair Witch, and then Cloverfield wanted to pick up on that, and it did pretty successful in the box office.
And I know a lot of people don't like those found footage. I mean, a lot of people, they get dizzy, they get sick from watching.
Yeah, there's a lot of fast movements in this because they're running around and it's just a handheld camera apparently. And
I think it's pretty unique though. It's pretty cool, like how they do it like that. And it's a good idea how they do it.
It's a good idea if it's a good story and a good plot, which this movie had a pretty good story. It's like a thriller / kind of mystery because if there's a monster
sci-fi,
in it, you don't know where the monster came from. The ocean, hell, or
So basically, it starts out they're having a party for Robert because he's...
Actually, it starts out with Beth and Robert in their apartment. That's how it starts out. And then it cuts to them to the party. So throughout this movie, there's going to be small segments cutting back and forth from Beth and Robert spending their last day together, like on Coney Island and stuff like that. And then it'll cut back to the events happening now.
Because secretly, it's a love movie, too. And that's what it's about, love. It's the love between Robert and Beth.
Love isn't something we invented. It's observable, powerful. It has to mean something.
Yeah, like interstellar type stuff like that. Love is
it transcends time and space.
Monster movie thriller, a little bit of love in it. But it cuts back to them having that party for Robert because he gets a new job in Japan.
Yeah, in Japan.
With what's that company called? Mr. Roboto. Mr. Roboto Company.
Mr. Roboto Industries.
どうもロボット産業社長のロボットと申します。私何かできることありましたら何でもおっしゃってください。
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. And thank you.
It's like Tagamoto or something.
Or Tagruto.
Tagruto, yeah.
That's basically that's throughout all three movies also.
Yeah, and they deal with like I think satellites and stuff like that.
Yeah, and
like
and on this movie they actually had a drilling rig.
Yeah, they had a drilling rig, and
they were getting nectar. Was it like some kind of nectar from the ground?
Yeah, they own some company. It's probably called Slusho. We don't really know. It's Slusho, but apparently what made it so good to eat was the nectar that they were getting deep from the ocean floor, that they didn't know what that nectar was from, but they said, let's put it in our slushes and it'll make you eat a lot. So apparently that was from the monster or something like that.
Secretly,
and they woke it up, maybe.
Yeah,
We're
maybe,
not sure.
Maybe they drilled, in its head or something, in its back, and it just
They drilled too deep
out.
and they woke it up because they're getting its like nectar or its blood or something. That's a theory, but we'll explain further as we go.
Spoiler alert! It's actually his semen.
Spoiler alert. So they're throwing Robert the party, and then all of a sudden they feel an earthquake or a supposed earthquake, and they all go. I think they go on the roof to check
they
it
go
out,
on the roof,
and they see an explosion
close to the
Statue of Liberty.
Statue of Liberty.
And then,
There's an explosion. You see debris and all this crap hitting their building, and
yeah, HUD's filming all of this because there's a point in the movie where he's like, people gonna know what went on. It's kind of weird, but I guess. But
I guess, guys,
when that explosion happens, I think they go down on the street level, and then all of a sudden the Statue of Liberty head gets thrown to where they are on the street, and you can see claw marks on the face of the Statue of Liberty.
And they're like, "Oh my god!"
So that's not an earthquake. So then they get, I think on the Brooklyn Bridge, Robert's brother, I forget his name, but it's played by Mike Vogel. He's standing looking around. He's standing above people. You remember he's hanging onto a wire.
Oh yeah, he's looking around, seeing where to go and where everybody's at.
Yeah, and then the monster appears and destroys the bridge with Robert's brother on it. So it kills him. And throughout this happening, they're trying to find Robert's ex Beth, because she apparently called. Well, she left the party, right?
Yeah.
And went back with her, her new boyfriend, and then she called Robert, left him a voice message saying that she's in her apartment. And she's stuck and she can't move. What does that mean? So you'll find out.
So after that, they're
They're walking through the streets, and then they run into the monster again. They run into the monster again. Then they notice these little creatures or something are falling from its belly or so. It's underneath itself. They're falling onto the street, and they're basically little.
They're in the train station down there below. Remember?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, they are, dude. They're in a subway. They're underground.
Well, before they get into there, they're on the street and they notice it falls off and it starts attacking soldiers and pedestrians, and then they go to the train.
And then they run. Yeah, then they run down there.
And are they trying to use the train at first? It works, but then it stops working. The subway.
I don't know.
So then they have to walk through the subway tunnels, and HUD's still filming it, and he turns on the night vision camera and he starts hearing those little creatures behind them in the dark. So when he turns the camera around, it shows all their little beady eyes glowing in the dark, and they freak out and start running. And then they get jumped by all those little creatures. One jumps on Marlena and bites her, I think, right here on her shoulder.
Yeah.
But they eventually get it off of her. Well, after that...
After that, they're headed... to safety or wherever they're trying to get to, and they end up going through, I think it was a mall or something.
Yeah.
Some kind of store or something where the soldiers are having things set up to kind of detain it, I guess.
I think, to detain whatever's happening, and then to help people that have been bitten or anything. But they see HUD turns to Marlene, he's like, "You alright?" And she's bleeding through her eyes. So these guys in, I think, hazmat suits, they grab her, take her behind some curtain. You can still see her silhouette, and then you can see she gets really bloated instantly, and then just explodes, and she's dead.
Yeah, it was a pretty crazy scene.
So eventually, they continue on their quest to go save Beth, which she's trapped in her apartment. Which it's I forget which building. There's a building like this, and then one building's laying against it. Well, they go in those buildings, and she's in there, and she has a rebar I think it's maybe stuck through her leg or something, or was it stuck through her stomach?
I think it was in this area.
Actually, yeah, that's what it was. It was a bar poking out of her. They pulled her off eventually, and it hurt pretty bad probably.
And then after they go save her, they head to safety or wherever they're still trying to go. They don't even know really. They're just trying to get away.
Yeah, they're trying to run away from the monster that's just destroying New York, Manhattan, basically,
Yeah.
and because they're seeing the military fire everything it's got, and it's not doing nothing to the monster.
And eventually they end up on a helicopter, and then that's when you see the big guns, the jets and stuff.
Yeah,
dropping bombs
they
on
get picked up by Lily. For some reason we forget who Lily is, but she gets in one helicopter, but Robert, Beth, and Hub get in another helicopter, and they take off, and they see the monster. He's like, there it is, the monster's right there, and they're bombing it like really good, like big bombs, and it's like knocking the monster down a little, and then there's just a big cloud of smoke, and they're like, well, yeah, we got him. And then the monster notices the main protagonist is getting away, so it it jolts its
out of
body
everything, it aims for their helicopter, and then
it sees a
knocks it
bunch of
down.
little people on the ground, a bunch of smoke in its eyes, but it looks up and sees the helicopter. No, I gotta bite that, so it bites their helicopter, but it doesn't destroy it, it just like makes it go out of control. And they're like, oh no, we're going out of control, and then they crash, and the video kind of cuts out, and it cuts back like I think an hour later they wake up, and they're like, oh, we're all right, so they get out. I think the soldiers are dead, but somehow the main protagonist is still alive. But
Who would have thought? Who would have guessed?
HUD grabs the camera again, and I think he hears something behind him, which he does, and he looks above him,
Yeah.
and the monster's like looking right over him, and then just like chomps on him, and like you can hear it. I think you can hear it crushing his bones, maybe. Or something.
Yeah, it picks him up, and the camera's with him, so you see it
So
up there in the air, and then
watch chewing him, you can hear it like crunching on him, and then the camera drops.
Robert picks it up, and then him and Beth head to the.
Instead of being a normal person running away after seeing your friend get eaten, actually he goes and picks up the camera.
Yeah, he goes to the trouble to go a couple of feet towards the camera
because people want to see what happened. But him and Beth, they escape and go under some bridge or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they go under a bridge, and they're crying and stuff, and then they hear like the sirens start to go off, because earlier I think soldiers were mentioning that you have to get out of here now, or like in under
I think they're gonna drop a bigger bomb.
have to get out in a certain amount of time because they're about to bomb basically Manhattan. But that was the time when they were trying to go find Beth. When then now here they're hiding, Beth and Robert are underneath the bridge, and they hear those sirens go off. So then they express their love to one another.
Love, Tars, love.
A bomb goes off, and they're panicking and screaming and stuff, and dust and rubble's coming. And then another bomb goes off. They scream even more, and you hear the monster roar like loud. It just, like, cuts like immediately.
And then it jumps back to a scene where Robert and Beth are at Coney Island.
Coney Island.
And she's basically saying, I had a good day. And
Yeah.
she had a good day together.
While she's saying, I had a good day. That was weird. I had a good day. But she had a good day, but as she was saying that in the background, something fell from the sky into the ocean. You can see it splash. That was one of the mysteries back in the day. I think I kind of know what it is now, but we'll, on another review of the other two videos, we'll explain in further detail our theories about this trilogy.
But overall, I personally rate it probably 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10 is what I would give it to. The critics got it right. It was a 7 out of 10 for them. It's a good thriller. Back in the day, it was pretty original. Not for like found footage original, but
yeah. And you know what?
Monster type.
And like back in the day, you remember like the hype? It was like they had so much hype for it, like a bunch of stuff like on the internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they had an excellent marketing campaign for it. Like, you had to really get into it on the internet to like really know how good their marketing campaign was. What it was for it, and that's pretty good. You'd have to look it up. It's probably still on there, like their marketing campaign. Maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe take it off by now, but try to look it up. It's pretty good.
Okay. But we're gonna have Cloverfield.
10 Cloverfield Lane.
10
That'll be our
Cloverfield
next
Lane.
video. You got your
Cloverfield
paradox.
Cloverfield Lane 10.
Cloverfield 10 paradox. Just
let's-
mix them all up. But yeah, that's the end of our video. Hope you like it. Tell us what you think about it in the comments. Like, subscribe, share it,
comment.
comment, and let us know what you think. All right, guys. See you later.
See ya.
And then they go save Beth. And then they went on the street and they see the monster. But anyway, guys,
Is that it or what?
we have to do a closing statement. Like,
Okay.
yeah, it wasn't recording the whole time. That was good. Yeah. 170.8 million.
That's pretty good. That's really good.
Yeah, people pretty liked it. People pretty liked it. They liked it pretty good. But tell them who it was directed by.
Well, I was gonna
Matt Reeves.
I was gonna stop that, and then because we can come back to it. Like that was good, and then now I can go on.
Yeah.
Dang it, we can take breaks, dude.
Yeah, we don't just want to just.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't really do that,
we
right?
Could, but I mean,
just a long one shot. But yeah, okay, yeah, we can edit it.
So this movie was okay.